Hi again, everybody. It's Leisha Berry with Juicy Sacred Living, and Peter. We just finished putting up our show at the art gallery here in Apalachicola. But Peter's off teaching in the charter school, in the middle school, and I'm getting an opportunity to have lunch by myself. So, I do this all the time. I don't think it's weird or unusual, but somebody said something to me the other day about dining alone. And she was like, how do you do that? How does that, how are you comfortable doing that? And that was actually a question that I got a lot when I was getting ready to go to France for 6 weeks. 5 of which were alone. It was a pilgrimage for me, so I needed to be by myself in order to accomplish my goals. But I got that question a lot, not only about dining out by myself, but also like being alone as a woman, walking around by myself in a foreign country where I didn't speak the language, and how did I do that? How did I feel about that? Wasn't I scared? Wasn't I terrified? But this woman who's a friend and a colleague out in Arizona said, dining alone, how did that go? And I'm like, it just set me thinking for a moment. And so I wanted to just say a little bit about dining alone. And I'll show you this awesome restaurant we're in. So you can see it's a very artistic restaurant, right? So one of the first things that I do is I engage with the world in a way that is juicy sacred living. It's the idea being that there is joy in just about everything I can encounter. I can find it if I look for it. And having an attitude of openness for adventure, and an attitude of I'm in my own best company if I'm eating by myself, first of all. And who knows who I'll meet? Who knows what person or persons or opportunity I may meet by going out into the world with this attitude. And Peter and I do this, of course, when we're together. We're very open, but as a woman and as a person by myself, when I'm out alone, this is a very important part of how I have all the adventures and crazy mystical synchronicities that I have, is because I have an attitude of willingness. So I wanted to show you the restaurant where I am. This is Tamara's in Apalachicola, Florida, and it's the cutest place. So this is a little tiny town, little fishing village that's made it on several articles all over the country about being like one of the last cute, quaint little fishing villages in Florida. And they obviously have a value of artistic decor, which is super cool for me. As you can see, and you saw the piece that was behind me. And they're right on the main street, so you can sit by the window and have your meal or your coffee. Obviously they've got a wine list, and it's just super cute. And this was my usual, and when I was in France, it was like, my sunglasses, my hat, my usual table decor. I might have my journal and my French translation book in front of me. I really feel like dining alone is an opportunity for us to engage so much more deeply with ourselves and with our food. I mean, I feel like taking food into our body is such it's a gift. And if you think about it deeply, which of course that's me, I think about it deeply, taking food into our body is really a sacred act. We're feeding the temple. We're keeping alive that vehicle which enables us to encounter the world in a juicy sacred way. And since the theme of our work is juicy sacred living, it's encountering the world in a fully embodied way, but also fully sacred way, like really, really seeing the sacred in everything. So if we're taking our food into consideration as sacred, juicy sacred, then we can really, almost anoint the food as we bring it into our body with this attitude of, I'm taking this beautiful meal into myself, and the enjoyment, oh my gosh, it just ratchets up our enjoyment of the food. Like, I've had some of the most mundane food in my life, but I tell you what, if I have this attitude of juicy sacred living about it, the food is amazing. So, okay, let me come back to dining by yourself. So if I'm in my own best company and I'm dining by myself, then I have an opportunity to really fully be present with me. And that can be a plus or that can be a negative, and depending, because maybe I'm having a great day. Maybe I'm just like copacetic and being present with myself is easy. But maybe there's a day, thank you, oh, perfect timing, filming, thank you. Maybe there's a day when I'm having something challenging going on. And maybe I don't even know it. Maybe I'm grumpy and I haven't noticed it about myself, although I tend to notice that I'm pretty, I kind of keep tabs on that kind of stuff. And so being present with myself gives me an opportunity to find out a little more, to have an inquiry process. And dining by myself gives me an opportunity to be really present with me. Like, what are my feelings? What am I thinking? How am I doing? So, for a lot of people who are single, they have a lot of opportunity to ask themselves those questions if they, want to do it, by the nature of being single, unless they surround themselves with people constantly. Because there is this taboo about being alone. And, I'll tell you what, as an introvert, having alone time feeds me. It is really important for me to have alone time. But some people think that eating by yourself in a restaurant is like this great shame. I don't feel that way at all. I feel like, how lucky am I, not only that I get to be fully present and enjoy this meal and just be like the boss of my table, the captain of my ship, eating by myself, but that it tells some people something about me, my confidence level as a woman, as a human being, because, I think there are men out there who are afraid to eat by themselves too. I think this is especially true for women, that we can have we can push back on that idea that eating by yourself is shameful somehow, or that there's something wrong with you if you're not with somebody. Bullshit, I tell you. I call bullshit on that. If you're eating by yourself, I think, whenever I see a woman who's eating by herself, I'm always like, you got a nod, sister. All right. I respect that. There's a lot of strength and confidence in doing that. And I almost said the F word. Why the heck not? Why not go out there and enjoy yourself? So let me show you what I just got for my juicy sacred meal. Hang on. Look at this. It's a salad with seared tuna. And look at this presentation. Look at the lovely stuff they did on top of the tuna. They put some nice fresh parsley on there. Isn't that beautiful? And water. So this is my wonderful juicy sacred meal. And that might look kind of plain or ordinary to someone, but it doesn't to me. This is what I'm getting ready to fuel this gorgeous, amazing body, this vehicle with, and I'm super excited that I get to do that. So more in the future about this dining alone thing. I'm going to go ahead and tuck in and enjoy my lunch, but lots of love to everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.